Hello everybody, it's Akasha Marie from Galactic Human. It is Sunday night, Sunday evening here in Germany. After tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and I just decided recently to come online to share with you a very special Christmas gift which I received in the year 2009-2010. Usually I'm not practicing Christmas. I was really far beyond any kind of celebration. Instead, I was practicing the opposite, so it means totally Zen. I didn't even go to buy groceries, so I just made the opposite what usually people do on Christmas. At that time I lived in Italy, and even in Germany or worldwide, you know, it's a lot of consumism of food and gifts, presents. So my behavior was at that time just to live very easy and simple and practice more in like an ascete, eating very little and just be with my spiritual guides. But what happened in 2009 is that I had this intuition, and that was the year when my dog Ambakali arrived in my life. She came in April to me, and it was the first Christmas with my dog. I never had a dog before, so it was such an amazing, uplifting energy, because she helped me a lot to externalize my joy and happiness and, you know, my divine child, and I could talk to her. And so it was just, I was so happy and in such state of bliss that I got this intuition, okay, I should celebrate Christmas. And it was very, very funny, because in the morning when I got up, go to the toilet, and suddenly I could smell the fragrance of pine tree. I mean, in Italy there are not pine trees in front of the house. Absolutely not. So from nowhere, this fragrance came into my awareness, and I thought, oh, that is so cool, because I know that I am clairaudient. So when you not clairsentient, but I don't know now the proper word in English. When the senses get heightened, because we only have 5 senses, and all the senses become more heightened and acute. So my smell was very acute, and this smell of fragrance of pine tree was just the sign, okay, I should buy a Christmas tree. A couple of days later I went to the shop, and not to the shop, because I bought a real pine tree, and like the tree nursery, I was so happy with this tree, and I put the ornaments on the tree, so I was really celebrating. And you know what? And that is my wish for you, my Christmas wish, Christmas as Christ consciousness. I will put a video on top which I recommend to watch. A Spaceman Came Traveling from Christeberg. Is also one of my favorite songs, and there's a beautiful video which I want to send the link, so watch it. Spaceman came traveling on a ship from so far. Anyway, I created a wish list. And I was really behaving like when I was a child. I don't know if I did ever write a letter. Because, I mean, I really have no memory that I did it as a child. No. It comes now. I didn't even write a letter to Santa, or to the Christ child, as we call it here. Anyway, I sat down on my table and I made a list. And I was asking specifically, because I already had the connection with the Galactics, which you can listen in other videos which I made. Maybe I put them in the description box below. I write down my wish. Okay, boys and girls, I'm asking now for an upgrade in my DNA. So please give me the upgrade for my DNA. Practically calling in my multidimensional aspects, and I need now the upgrade for the DNA, which I came here for. And the way I did it, it was like so innocent, and at the same time I was pretty much sure that was the right thing to do. And I put the letter under my pillow when I came to bed. And then Christmas Eve arrived, and I took an appointment. I had a session on Christmas Eve. Also, this session was very special, with a very special person. And before I was putting the music on, so more American style, this more joyful music, not heavy classical music, but so easy music, American style. And I was dancing, and my dog was sitting on the couch, and we were telepathically connected, and so it was just such an atmosphere of joy and celebration that I can't even describe. Anyway, I had the session and I was so happy. That was for me my Christmas gift. Doing sessions was for me always joy and pleasure. And even that person that came to me in that night, in that evening, was also a very special person. So that's why I took the appointment. It was a bliss, it was a gift. And then after the session, which lasted always approximately 3 hours, of course, I took a shower and I was so happy and fulfilled. I came to bed with my dog and still aware and awakened. I got taken to the ship, which I already knew. And there was a whole surgery team working on me, and they open up my spine. They were cutting really my skin and open up the spine. Now it seems because I experienced that, because it was not an astral projection, it was experience with all my senses, and with my physical body, it was no difference. So they opened up the spine, and I could see all kind of filaments of golden light, like that, from the top to the bottom of my spine. Everything opened up. And the funny thing was that they didn't give me an anesthesia. So I experienced even a kind of, not pain, but it was very weird. I cannot explain that, but listen, afterwards I had 3 months of extreme pain in my spine. I couldn't even walk in the upright position, because they made a really, really great job on me. And so I was so in gratitude and bliss that I remember I was in my bed and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, this was the most precious gift I ever experienced. And this was Christmas Eve. Next day, I had an invitation with a friend and his mom. They invited me for a lunch. But I got up in the morning, I was sitting at my table and tried to have my breakfast, and I felt, oh no. I had all the time this kind of symptoms of when I get downloads, it's shut down my system, and then it's an upgrade and upload again. So I was almost used to this procedure that when I'm doing spiritual work with me, I always was 3-4 days off. But that time it was different. I mean, my nervous system, I remember now, it got very acute in all the senses. Something wants to come through now. Maybe colds. Just a second, because I have to finish now what I have to say. I cannot get in this and now in light language. Yeah, it wants to come through. I can feel it. Anyway, let me finish now, and then the message can come even in light language. Just a second, okay? Anyway, my nervous system was really like in flames, really in flames. Everything was hurting from the top of my head like that. I feel it always like above, and then whoosh, it goes down. So my brain, my eyes, my ears, my gums, my teeth, my throat, everything is hurting, everything is in pain. And you know what? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I mean, although it's so crucial to experience that pain, because I could translate it from the very, very first moment that it's a blessing, because that means the work is working. What they did to me, it was a real activation. I got my upgrade in my DNA in that night as I asked it for. Yeah. A couple of days later, a friend came to my house, and I said, I cannot do nothing. I was just falling down from my couch because I had so much pain. And then I asked, put me on a bed and you stretch me. And he said, no, I have to take you to a prana therapist. And I said, yeah, what I have to say, no. Now I tried not to tell her all this stuff, because now I said, yeah, what? And then he took me to this lady, and she was making like prana therapy and with her hands, and she could feel that in my spine, and literally there was an inflammation. So everything was inflamed, which is inflammation. So it's a blessing. Even that is a blessing, because that means now when we got downloads and you have all the symptoms like inflammation of the nervous system, this is the most important activity when we are getting upgrades, right? And she said, yeah, but maybe blah, 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 blah. I said, no, listen, no. There are no traumas. That is because I was taken to a ship, to a mothership, which I'm part of, and blah, 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 blah. And she looked at me. My friend, he was totally shocked. Oops. I mean, he didn't expect. But I mean, even that time, I couldn't allow that somebody is taking over and given his or her statement of what I have and not have, because I know what I had in that night. And I always stood tall and told, no, that happened to me. And of course, you can see I'm not a person who is a liar or, arteriosclerotic or mental illness. So I'm always very straight, and I said, no, listen, that is what happened to me. Thank you for your service. I gave her a donation and that's it. Because she said, yeah, there's too much energy. And there was a special point on my spine where these cords, because they made like these filaments like that. Yeah, like the DNA. Woo, 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 woo. From top to the bottom means to the root chakra. And that's it. There's a special point which I was connected. So sometimes I could feel that I was orchestrated from above just to give me a shake, and I got an information in my spine, and then again I had this crucial pain, and it lasted for 3 months. But I even did sessions, walking like a person who is broken in 2 pieces. It was really funny. I mean, even make jokes of myself. You know what's important in this spiritual journey? Take it with joy and ease and laughter. Yeah, you have to laugh about yourself, because don't take it seriously. It's all a joke. Everything is a joke. Life is a joke. Even this multidimensional activities and activations is a joke. We came here just to play. This is a big, big, big game here. Anyway, I'm so grateful, because it reminds me now, especially this Christmas, I will stay back alone, home again. I have the opportunity to go with the family. I don't want to, because I know something special is waiting for me again. I'm coming out now from these 10 days of portal opening and portal closing. I was lying very often in my bedroom. I had all my activations. I had all the symptoms. I had really great support from my soul sister, Michaela, Samba Michaela, from my soul sister Iris, multidimensional consciousness. I also had the support from Pleiadian Portal, Sananda Christ, and from Elias, Galactic Emissary, right? And also from my other beautiful soul sister, Zazoban Om. So we are all connected, and thank you for your support, physically and non-physically, because I can feel you. I can feel you, my beloved sisters. That's it. I don't want to make it so long. You watch the video, which I put in the link up here. And then on the description box, I find other videos where I'm explaining my journey with the Galactics. As it was always from the very beginning, authentic and an experience even in 3D. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Beautiful, beautiful souls out there. Wishing you a very beautiful and delightful Christmas. Christ in Mass. Christ consciousness. Love you.